Once again, you know who it is. It's the master of ceremony, Reek of Too Cool the Con. And hopefully, we can get some notifications going out for this particular live that I choose to call Improvise. In what ways do you improvise? I may have to say that a couple times because, it's been a while. I haven't really been going on with consistency, but hey, you're finding me now on a Wednesday, trailing into a Thursday, inching closer to the weekend, and hopefully we get a conversation going. But improvise. I know I'll give it some time. Hopefully, people will pop in and chime in. If, the algorithms of this particular platform are not having their way with not, sending out the notifications. If anything, it'll be people catching the actual replay once this live turns into a pumpkin of a video. So I'll just sit here a little bit and see what happens. Hopefully everything is going well and swell in your world. Not too many issues. You're doing well with this softcore martial law that we really got going on. Martial law by a different name. Martial law by a pandemic. That's their way of getting away with martial law by calling it a pandemic. So I don't know. Hopefully we get some regulars, some newbies, some people that, may have something to weigh in on a particular issue. The issue of being improvised. How do you improvise? Like, maybe you're trying to stack your money up to a certain level, but you need a here and now car to drive. So with that being said, you're stacking for that posh whip that you hope to strike out on a springtime or the summertime, but it's the wintertime. Depending on what region you're in, you need some A and B transportation. So that's improvising. You may not be riding magnificent, but you're still getting all your goals accomplished in the little trapper. That, in my eyes, is what you call improvising. Or say you have a some type of business that you need a truck, but you want a real posh truck. Maybe you put some of your money together, and someone puts your coat to something that may be sufficient for the time being. You're not putting a 2 on a 10. You're not boasting and telling people that, oh yeah, I got this brand new F-150, the ones that cost close to 100,000 wow and things like that. No, you're like, hey, I just got a regular little, here and now till I see better days to go ahead and flip that other thing. It's called don't hurt yourself. There ain't nothing wrong with improvising, but it is something wrong with lying and putting 2 on a 10. It's definitely something wrong with that. So hopefully you've been reading a lot of my posts that I post in the community page. A lot of those, I just be seeing news stories, and I tend to flip it, or I hear conversations, I tend to flip it and put my spin on it. That's why I post in there, and I appreciate the people that do comment and want to add on to it. I'm gonna start posting more links to stories where you can actually go to the stories and get your own opinion. Maybe you may have something that the masses may need that tune into Too Cool to Con. You can post your link to put people up on certain areas they need to know about pertinent information. We all need information that's gonna keep us out of this spider web of following the sheep. I've never been a sheep follower. I've never been led by a so-called shepherd. A shepherd that's leading you to slaughter. Never that move. Think for yourself. Seek out all information, not just one source. All information. Even if some may see it as bad, it might be something in there where you can flip it and say, "Look, this is what they're not revealing." Now it's gonna make me search more alternative intelligence. Don't rely on autonomous anti-intelligence, what they call artificial intelligence. Don't rely on any of that. A lot of these news stories are generated by that. A lot of these platforms are controlled by artificial anti-intelligence, shall I say. And I appreciate the thumbs up. I appreciate people coming in. Hey, if you have something to say, add to it. How do you improvise? Some could even say they improvise what type of female they got. They may have just got out the pen, and you're not blessed to have one that's got all their ducks in a row when you touch down. But for the here and now time, she'll carry you along till you build yourself up a little bit more, and you get to be out in the traffic and get reaffirmed to the type of situation that's going on at this particular time now, since you've been on basically put up on ice behind them bars and things. You can be out here and get to mingle with some other people and things. And now in this day and age, it ain't too much face-to-face mingling. It's okay, let me build up my social media platform and maybe post a lot of pictures from heydays or current days, what you're doing now. And then that's how you get interaction and action with people in this day and age versus back in the day. You hit clubs, you hit bars, you hit your wherever you can be in the traffic mingling. But you got to embrace some of the new, maybe not all of the new, but some of the new to put you in a better position. What's going on, channel of choice? It's been a minute. You said you're listening on the headphones. What's so crazy? I got earbuds in right now. The little earbuds that got the little mic on the side. I was told that when you use those earbuds, you kind of come in more clear than you're just kind of speaking out into the air to the iPad Pro that you got in your hand. How you conduct your live streams. I appreciate that. And that's a good thing. Hopefully Brady Shad, if he's out there, he ain't had too many cocktails. And I ain't heard from you, Williams. Hey, I know you still be out there. I know you still be doing your thing. Hey, chime in sometime. Get some of Cadillac J. Jussie. I want to say he chimed in on the last couple ones I did back. Dre Chili. Everybody that rock with me. Low. Everybody. Hey. Hopefully, like I said, you're faring well in these uncertain times. I can't call them certain. They're uncertain. It's like we always get a breaking news headline. Breaking news. It's not so much breaking. They just throw it out there. Okay, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. How's their reaction? How people are gonna be triggered by what we don't put out there in the media hemisphere, the social media hemisphere. Out in your local area hemisphere. Like I said, just got to do the best you can, do the best you can. And you know what I'm finding a lot now? I'm finding a lot more people coming down with, I know they're touting this pandemic and they want to label damn near everything the fault of, this particular slogan that they're running with. But I'm finding more people coming down with cancer. When I say coming down, they're getting cancer or being diagnosed that they done had cancer for a while, and then they're passing away. Or people coming down with, not coming down with, but being diagnosed that they have diabetes, and it's going unchecked, and they're going into diabetic comas and things like that. I mean, it's a lot of things going down that you would think would be a bigger story to talk about, but they choose to let's slap everything with this one title. That's, to me, what's wrong with a lot of things. Think about it. Everybody wants to slap, I'm this, but actually you're this, but you want to paint it as this. No, just, rock with the title that, you're participating in, and, people will respect you for it. And if they don't, so what? You're being all you can be. You're doing the best that you can do for you and yours. So who cares if, someone may look at you a certain way? They may not even be doing what they claim themselves, but this thing of, okay, we got to label everything this to get people on this almost a scare tactic type of mindset, all this fear factor. This thing, they had a show, think about fear factor. All these things, oh, look, you're eating pig guts, and it's all drenched in something real nasty, worms, and, your biggest fears. No, don't buy into what they're trying to sell you. Stick to what you know, stick to what you really rock with, and you do fine. Communicate with your family members, with your partners that, got your best interest at hand. That's what you really need to do. Okay, you guys, you said peace to the P. Okay, what's going on with you? Okay, so as far as topic, if you're melanated life itself, it's improvising from the start to the finish, most definitely from the cradle to the grave. We right in between. We done already hit the cradle. Now we're just living the in between until it's time to either get put in a pizza oven or put in that matchbox. So you're either gonna hit the matchbox or the pizza oven. Either way, you gotta leave here. When the Most High calls your name, it ain't like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta get this stuff together, before I can piece them up with you. No, in a blink of an eye, even probably faster than that. You gotta go. So live your life. Do all that you can do. Don't buy into, oh, if you don't do this, you're gonna be facing this. Just like they were showing, what's the New York governor? He's talking all that fear factor in this. Oh, and it's more minorities and this coming down with this slogan that we're taunting. No, I'm not fearful of none of that at all. We've been facing battles since the inception of this place. So why should I fear another slogan that they got going? No, that's just another way to corral you down this route. On top of all the stuff that's continuously still going on, people find it hard to find homes. People find it hard to, hold on to gigs and things like that. I think that's a lot more worse than, this current slogan that they got going that's been, going since earlier part of this year. I ain't concerned with that, Anything that is touted, because I think about it like this, back when 2001 hit, oh, it's those people in the caves you gotta fear. Why do I need to fear somebody that's way in a cave, miles and miles and miles away, probably, living, if not worse than what we live in life? Why should I be fearful of that? Because, the number one terrorist agent that's in everyone's homes done said something? Nah, I ain't buying it. The media, to me, the media is the one that spread the terror. They're the ones that spread the terror. Tonight's news, this is what's happening. You should be concerned. And then you go out into the world and people oh, I seen this on news. This got to be the truth. You must be like this because they said it on a news story. Why would they lie? No, I ain't buying none of it. You said trying to get this business off the ground. Oh, hey, you got it. Hey, if this year/new decade, because it is also a new decade, a lot of people forget, even though it's 2020, we don't reach the new year, about to go into 2021, but it's also a new decade. So yeah, create your own business, but no, let me strike the but. Ain't no but. Be the best you can be in whatever business venture that you're trying to create. Try to get versed in all the areas you need to be versed in. If you know someone that's in that particular business, hey, have some conversations with them about it. You know, you may not have to even tell them that you're getting into it. You just say, I'm kind of interested in that. How have you went about, you know, securing maybe a building, or certain vehicles that you may need for the business, and insurance rates and things like that? Get versed in that. Supplies, where do you buy from? What's the best place I can buy to get my supplies? How much net capital did you start off with when you started, versus someone that may be interested in getting started in something like that? These is kind of questions you got to ask when you're trying to start a business, and do some of your own legwork. You can't just rely on one person to give you all this information, but just kind of branch out and go in all different kind of directions that's going to help you secure what you need to secure to be your own boss. Instead of, oh, I'm standing in line, I gotta wait to punch the clock for boss man. Hey, I gotta work these slash amount of hours until I can get off the plantation. People want to be their own boss, and a lot of times, yeah, it may be a little bit harder being your own boss, because you're working for yourself, and during these times, the way they try to close down businesses. But depending on what type of business you got, you may be unaffected by this particular slogan that they got going across the country, across the globe. Let me see. You said you don't fuck with that media unless it's our news. Most definitely. News, black media is all I fucks with. Hey, I understand you. I feel you on that. I look at it like this: all information is necessary, but too much of it, just like think about it like this. You may like birthday cake. Birthday cake may be your thing. That may be one of your vices. But if you eat that too much, you might be subject to becoming a diabetic. You gotta diversify a little bit. But you don't always. Sometimes you can just do a fast. Like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fast from everything. Then I'll come back to it a little bit, and then I'll look at it with new eyes. I might like birthday cake from time to time. I might just instead of buying a whole big old cake to myself and not share it with nobody, maybe I'll just buy a slice that they sell in a deli, in a bakery or something like that. Just a little small slice, get me straight for one day out of the whole month. You could go week to week, but if you're really trying to cut down, one slice out of the whole month, you treat yourself like that. That to me is how you can look at other things, when it comes to what you need to put in your mental hemisphere, into your temple, because this is the temple. They be like, oh, I'm going to the temple to pray and all that. You pray from where your 2 feet is planted. That's the temple. And you don't want thieves in your temple. And to me, thieves is anything that they're injecting inside of your temple, that you're allowing to get into your temple of self, to cause all kind of issues. Or hey, you need to take these barbiturates, and take so many and you'll be straight. And then you ignore all the what they call side effects, what are the actual effects from taking it, from however long you need to take it, and things like that. It's like you got to be an advocate for everything that is dealing with you. Don't rely on this person that's essentially a salesman. Think about it like this. They talk so bad. Think about, let me slow down. Back in the 80s, Nancy Reagan she's the one that came up with the, do you see your brain on drugs? Any questions with the frying egg and things like that? Oh, look, all these people in the inner cities, they're animals, they're beasts and things like that. Well, think about, we have a Walgreens, a CVS, a Rite Aid, all these dope spots legally all throughout communities, not just inner city, out in the sticks too, that sell legalized dope, pharmaceuticals, that get their prescription from the dope dealer known as the doctor, that are fronted from pharmaceutical companies to push their dope. Think about it. Ask your doctor. Ask your doctor about our dope, and he'll give you a prescription. If you're fitting these symptom bills, we're telling you what type of symptoms they are. Long as you got insurance, another racketeering type thing, we confront you this dope. Essentially, what they're doing, they get you. It's like that's what the TV is programming you for. Think about it. When you do watch TV, if you do watch TV and you watch a program or whatever, it'll be so much that the program's on. Then it'll be like 3 or 4 or 5 different dope commercials or pharmaceutical commercials. Oh, are you having back problems? Are you finding it hard or do this or do that? Well, take this name that you could barely pronounce, and then they're going to announce all the things that, well, for legal matters, we got to announce this because we're not held liable if any of this dope that we got harms you. So we got to announce all the things that it's actually going to do to you. May cause death, may cause bleeding from your ear. It may cause you taking something for erectile dysfunction. Yeah, you take it long enough, it's going to be forever dysfunction. Things like that. You got to pay attention. You got to be an advocate for yourself. Be an advocate for your loved ones. If you got little kids, you got to be a real stand-up advocate. You can't, I'll just leave it to my girl to do it. No, because they're the main ones that be trying to manipulate. Oh, well, the TV said this. The teacher said that. The doctor said this. No, did you do your own investigative reporting on whatever matters is affecting you and yours? You got to do that. You can't leave it up to other people because, hey, they be like, they ain't my blood. I'm just trying to get money off of them because this America, we capitalize on what people don't know. Okay, let me see. So as usual, I'm finna get out the mud. Hey, there's a lot of people getting it out the mud. It's a lot of people doing that. Especially in these times. Well, you can't if you're in a bar. We gotta close bars down because it's too many people. Congregating. Matter of fact, I was out riding. Was it the other night? I was out riding, and I seen IHOP was closed. I'm like, wait a minute, why is IHOP closed? Usually they take orders where you can, pick it up and go, but you figured they don't need that many people in there. So, that probably messed with the numbers and people can't get the right hours like they can get. So it's better off for them to close or who knows. But I'm like, wow, they just closing down businesses. They forcing people's hands. This is a business thing. It ain't about we care about the people. No, we're trying to force something else. Because think about it ain't just here. It's all across the globe that they're going along with this. So this is about a different way how money is going to be handled. And essentially, we do it right now, but it's going to be on a more major level like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, electronic transfers, stuff like that. We know what you're doing with your credits because you can't really call it money. It's almost like a video game credits. Like, oh, okay, I scored this many points. Okay, you scored this many points from doing this. Okay, how's this person getting all this from that? Now we need to look at them. Well, how are they getting this money like this versus when it was people stacking dollars. It was a little more harder for that to happen. But now that this electronic transfer is going on, it's going to be more, and I'll say it was like Bitcoin and things like that, those different ways of generating currency. I hear they say it's going to be less to be tracked, but you don't know what all they're bringing on. It might be a law that's written, 6 months from now that eradicates that, or not eradicates it, but eradicates the way where it's not more of a secure way of actually doing business. You never know. said, if you can't improvise, you're screwed because life is one big setup unless you abide with the control mainstream. And most definitely, I see that a lot. If you're not toting what the mainstream is saying or what the alphabet narrative, because that's essentially who runs these platforms. I done kind of figured it out. They run these platforms. If they can censor the one they call the commander in chief, and even that's a selection, but if he's talking a certain way, they can censor that person, then the common man doesn't have a chance. So if you're speaking against anything that's promoting their keeping people in privatized prisons and keeping people, under the clock, funding these kangaroo courts and things like that, you know, they're gonna silence you. It's called censorship. They're gonna do it. You can see it on my channel all day. It's people listening, people liking it, but it's showing, you ain't got nobody in here. We want to discourage you in a psychological way that nobody's listening. Or I don't even see like say in the chat people, because I done did it myself. Like you want to comment, but it's you need to be on a timeout. You've been commenting too much, and you probably done said two things. Now come on, you done been on some boards and people be going back and forth, spamming 6-8 times, and it's still going through. But you're on a board where you can actually level up, and hopefully, real minds that got something to say can conversate on. They're gonna slow that down. But you can't do it in real life. I mean, they're trying to do it in real life. You gotta stay far apart. But real ones ain't abiding by what they say are guidelines. A guideline is not a law. Get that right too. When you hear guidelines, that's essentially a suggestion. That's not a law. You can still do what you do. I don't go off of no alphabet, because this health alphabet agency, they're not a part of the government. They're just how can I say it? What's the word I'm looking for? They just advise. No, I'm just an advisor, but you're not. You can't pass any laws. You can try to influence. You can try to sway, but you're not passing any laws. So why should I abide by a guideline and you're not even a government entity? But that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to come on for a little bit. It's been a minute. I done lasted almost 30 odd minutes. We at the 28-minute marker. I appreciate you, channel of choice, coming in. I appreciate you guys coming in. Hey, and everybody that tunes in later to the actual replay once they post it. I appreciate you too. And you see on a thumbnail, I got the monolith up there, because the monolith been showing up in it showed up in Utah, and then it showed up in Romania, and then it disappeared. Well, I think of it like this: a silver monolith into the earth, and then it disappears. A silver monolith into the earth. Doesn't it kind of look like a syringe going into the earth? Well, don't they want to put a silver syringe into your arm, into your veins, into your temple to change you? That's how I associate that way. And then it disappears. Or was it real or was it fake? Was it really healthy for it to go in, that whatever their chemicals they're putting in you, was it really healthy, or did it erase you and make it seem like you was never here, like you fake? Think about it like that. Look into that. Look at it like that. Look at it from that perspective. Because why are they touting that so hard? Think about that. Because they touting that hard, but they touting that other slogan even harder. This world is a duality world. They try to show you things through other means to try to get you to, okay, yeah, look, they found this monolith that was stuck down into the earth. Oh, look at that. Oh, they found it over in this other country. And think about it. This country, they got the same slogan going. Over in that country, it's got another of this same slogan going. Both going into the earth, both trying to put something into your temple that's silver, that comes from a syringe of who knows what's in it, to harm you. So, with that being said, hey, I appreciate everyone that done came in, and I'm up out of here.